So we are here, Instagram content ideas. These are 55 ideas to save you time, help you grow, and help you increase your engagement on Instagram, on social media. And why would you take on the 55 content ideas? It will help you show productivity if you spend so much time on social media, scrolling through and unsure what exactly to post may take most of your time. But with these 55 ideas, you will always have what to post. You always have what to post. You will be able to show authority in your niche. Yeah, because when you become the go-to person, when you have what to post, when you know what you're talking about, it will be easy for people to engage and interact with you much more better than before. You are probably tired of just talking and not getting your audience talking back at you. It's mainly because you're not being consistent. But when you start becoming consistent, you will definitely get your audience talking back at you. And these are the 55 content ideas that will help you. You are probably tired of getting stuck on the way, staying blank. Have you tried to write something and you don't know exactly what to write? You just stare at your screen. Yeah. So if this has happened to you before, these ideas will come in handy. You want to get a little more creative with your content. Sure, you are tired of just posting mainly about your product all the time because that's the only content that you can confidently talk about. With these 55 ideas, you'll be able to incorporate so many other types of content that will keep your audience engaged, help you grow your audience, and create sought after Instagram or social media audience. I mean, account. Yes, so let's go over. One thing that you should know is you can utilize special holidays. This can be international days, for example, the Day of Happiness, Global Family Day. If you are a baker, you look for days like Fondant Day, if that exists. You look for days. You can use Mr. Google. The most here you definitely have to use Mr. Google to guide you, and then when he guides you, you write down those ideas that you will have received. You can just go to Google quickly and type in through Chrome from your phone or wherever you wish to access Google. And then behind the scenes, people love to see what we do behind the scenes. Probably yourself shooting, working in your uniform, with your team, prepping something. Yeah, people love to see those behind the scenes. So you can just share. You can just write every time you are behind the scenes. You can batch up some content um, that you can share over a period of time, so you never lack what to post. Host a giveaway or a contest. People love to win. We all love to win. So you can find a contest can be something like the best dressed, the best. I've seen a few people do contests like that and they get so much engagement, and it builds trust. When there's engagement, you definitely build trust with your audience. So host a giveaway or a giveaway. A giveaway, you can do something that helps you grow your audience. For example, I'll give away to so that people invite others to comment on your account. And then, people invite others to follow you. They either invite two or more people to follow you, and the one who does it the more times or the one who gets the most comments is the person who wins the giveaway. So such things create engagement and will help you build trust with your audience. That's another idea. So you don't have to be a genius to talk about how to can be how to bake, how to make a pie, how to put together a salad. So it can be something very simple, how to create anything that you think about in your field. Those are ideas based on foodie, but you can think of ideas that you can write down a few how-tos, sit down, write down a few how-tos that you can incorporate in your business. How to how to clean your shoes, then show people some of those. They can be video format, or they can be just normal content. Share, you can, number 5, you can share a training post or go for the challenge. By going for the challenge, I mean a training post can be anything that has been shared that it may not be in line with what you do, but for example, there was a post about stay-home moms. There was a beautiful post trending on about stay-home moms and how they work. So that was quite interesting. If you can share something like that, but in your own version, just to create some engagement and break the monotony. Go for the challenge. You can, what I mean by going for the challenge is by doing it yourself, or look through the training challenges and try to incorporate those in your business, in your content as well. It will be a fun way to engage with your audience and get them talking back at you. Share some testimonials. Do you have those testimonials that people have shared? If you don't have, you can start taking screenshots and saving them in a gallery, in a notebook, or somewhere that you can easily retrieve them. So you're able to pick like in a week, you can share like 2, 3, 4, depending. This will help you build social trust. They'll help you build credibility. People love to see if someone else has tried it, so it will also work for me. Use polls. By polls, I mean you can, if you check on your Instagram stories, you will find in your Instagram stories, or in a group, in another group, you can be able to create, in a group on Facebook, you can be able to create a poll and get to know what people have to think, either about your brand or anything that you want to either market research or just to create some engagement and just to always have content to talk about. Yeah. Use polls, use the polls feature in your stories and your Instagram stories. Talk about industry news. Industry news, those you Google, you ask Mr. Google, he'll guide you on where to find the industry news. Or you can ask Mr. Google for trending news about baking, about natural hair, about anything, any part of your business that you want to know. Those are the 2 examples that I use. Product-based businesses. Inspirational or motivational quote. You can motivate your audience by sharing a quote or an inspirational quote, but you can also share a quote that is in line with what you do. Then you can ask Mr. Google to guide you on a quote that is in line with what to do, with a quote that is in line with your niche. Questions. Ask questions. People love questions that they can easily answer. So when they ask you, make sure that you ask a little more questions. So you keep it flowing and engaging. You keep them engaged and keep the conversation going, not just open-ended questions, but a question that they can easily answer. Thank your followers. If you've reached probably a milestone, or even if you haven't, you can go out there and create a post just thanking them for sticking by, following you, and what else they want to see, just to create engagement and to always have what to post. You can create a post like that using Canva, one of Canva's templates, or just normal plain text. Show gratitude. If someone has helped you along your journey, just shout out to them and show gratitude to create some engagement and to have what to post. Answer frequently asked questions. What questions have people asked you that you can answer that you can talk about and answer, maybe in a live Q&A or a video, but live would be better, or just text-based content or pictures, whatever you wish to use. If you could, these are like questions still, but you can ask your audience a question like that. If you could be anything, what example? I want to give a very good example. You could ask, for example, if you could be a doctor, what type of doctor would you be? Something like that helps you create engagement. If you could be a day of the week, which day would you be? Which day would you be? Things like that. If you could be a month of the year, which year would you be? Yeah, just to create some good engagement. Share your mantra. People would love to. Mantra is something that motivates you, that you can talk about. This is like a word that you always say, and when you say it keeps you motivated. What word is that? You can share your mantra. For example, I would say mine would be, the Lord teaches us how to profit. So you can think of something that you love to think about, and it gives you motivation. So what is it? Share with your audience and ask them to share their own mantras. Freebie, if you have any freebies, you can share with your audience. This mainly works best for service-based businesses. Yeah, because with service-based businesses, you can easily write a PDF and share it with your audience. I think even when you're not a service-based business, even if it's a product-based, you can still share a freebie with your audience. You can still share a freebie with your audience, even if you are a product-based business. Write a PDF, just write down a few points that you can share with your audience for their contact. In exchange for their contacts, you ask them, you share that freebie, and they give you their contact, their WhatsApp number, so you can send it there. These will be contacts that you can use in your business. Promote your other social accounts. If you have other social media accounts, you can promote them on one account, on either your Instagram. Yeah. So favorite tool you use in your business. We all have favorite tools. You may probably, like, I have Canva. I talked of Canva. I talked of Google Docs. I have Google Docs. So think of tools in your business, tools that help. I have Flutterwave. Flutterwave is a payment system that I use. I have Instagram itself because it helps me. I'm able to use some of its beautiful tools to create templates, to embed some things in my templates. So find tools that you use in your business that you can share with your audience, and ask them. Don't forget to ask them to share what they are using. Favorite tools that want to finish. Short video tip. You can share a short video tip. Write down a few tips that you can briefly, a 1 minute or 2 minute tip. If you're in the food industry, you could share a tip to quickly put together a quick meal. Maybe if someone is in a rush hour, a tip that can help them prepare a quick meal, or a tip that can, for storage, a storage tip. Before and after, people love to see the before and after. If you have what you've done for a client and you have the before, you can show the after as well using a carousel post that is for Instagram, or a video post, or a single post that is like using an image, 2 images. You put one image. You can also use infographic content. Infographics are images like the one below here. You can use it to. You can also use infographic content. That's content like the picture below. That can be in different forms. You can use it to share a step by step on achieving something for your client, for your audience. For your audience, because since you're sharing this content with your audience, with all your audience, regardless of whether they're your clients, but it's mainly because you want to target a few of your clients, a few prospects. You can use it for step by step how-tos, tips, rather than just sharing normal text. You can use an infographic. Meme content, this is content that looks like this with words above and words below and a picture, probably something that is in line with your niche. You can always connect it to your niche. It's better that way, so you stick to your lane all the time. Talk about your thoughts. It can be about your thoughts, your feelings. So give content. Give content is that kind of content that is in a video form and it runs for about a minute. Actually, not even a minute. It's like a second. Yeah, that type of content. You can share that type of content with your audience. Still in line with what you do. Connect it. Always stick to your lane. It should be in line with what you do. If you really want to gain authority in your niche, sneak peek. You can show a sneak peek of what you're working on. This can be behind the scenes, but it is in form of a sneak peek. Yeah, you can create a picture from your Instagram stories if you know how to use them. From your Instagram stories and share, and just blur out a few parts and then leave out a small part, and then just to keep the curiosity, keep your audience curious of what's coming, what you're planning. Celebrate a milestone or a win. This can be something that you've achieved in your business, where you are. You can ask your audience to share their own wins and milestones. Remember, every type of content you share, you should back it up with a call to action by calling your audience to engage back. That is by asking them their part. By always asking a question at the end. So you create some engagement. Create an offer and make it time sensitive. You can create an offer, probably buy one, get two free, the first two get, find something that can hook your audience. You can make it time sensitive, meaning up until midnight or for one day. Yeah, just to create, to make your audience feel, to make it valuable. What you are doing right now, share what you are doing right now. By the time you post, by the time you use content like that, it should be a video, probably a video. Share with them what you're doing at that very moment and ask them to share what they are doing. Share tutorials. Tutorials can be a walkthrough on how to achieve something. These are kinds of content that will help you become the go-to person in your niche. Fill the blank question. For example, if you're a teacher, you could teach. Yes, these are more like if you could questions, but find something that can engage your audience, but still in line with your niche. If you could be a baking ingredient, you would be, no, this is not, sorry, not, yeah, if you could, if, if I were baking, a baking ingredient, I would be, if I were a spice, I would be the go-to person in industry. By if someone those problems could come from the Q&A. People have always asked questions how to do this, that, so you become the go-to person by solving some of those problems. Definitely you don't give your all since you are looking for people to work with, but you can briefly talk about you can briefly solve the problem and then call people to action to either purchase one of your products or services. Share viral content. This helps boost engagement also. This content doesn't have to be in line with what you do. Also, Yeah, you find what's trending and hasn't been shared too many times, and you can share it, and just to create engagement for your audience. With your audience, share your story. This is what you could talk about: why you started, when, what, where, why, and for whom you do it for. So those should be some of the stories, kind of stories that you should share with your audience just to create some engagement. Yeah. Show a cause you support. Is it breastfeeding mothers? Is it cancer awareness? You're supporting the girl child? Find a support that you support. I mean, find a cause that you support and talk about it. This or that questions. Ask these. This or that questions can be when you want to compare colors, when you want to compare shapes. Find what you want to compare and get feedback from your audience. Trending news, it may not necessarily be, this trending news may not necessarily be in line with what you do, but just to show that you are up to date, that you are aware of what's going on around you, just to show your audience. Repurpose content. All that we talked about, you can repurpose. The tips, the questions, all that we talked about. Show off your products. Here that's when you bring in yourself, show off your products to your audience, your products or services. Tell them point blank what you are selling, what you have for sale. I mean, what you have available and what you need them to do. Promote your email list, membership, or contact list. If you have an email list that you want to grow, promote it using your, that is some kind of content that you can share with your audience and get some. You share a freebie and ask your audience to join your email list or ask for their contact so you set them for later, or ask your audience to join your membership if you have one. Share your life hack. This could be something like a mantra. A life hack is something that you discover that is helping you. Share it with your audience. It can be brief, yeah, and ask them to share theirs. Throwback Thursday. This is trending on social media. So you can use the hashtag and share with your audience the throwbacks that you have. Probably your favorite cartoon from way back, your favorite movie character, what you used to do way back, the shoes from way back, how people made cakes way back, things like that. Find something that you can throw back to your audience and ask them for their feedback or their throwback. Recent work, what you are working on. This is share with your audience what you are working on. One thing you can't live without. Yeah, that's point blank. Share with your audience what you can't live without. Favorite spot in your town, city. Show a picture of your favorite spot or town, city, and ask your audience their feedback or just chit chat about it. But remember to always call them to action. A childhood memory. Share a childhood memory with your audience, and this can be like in form of a story that you want people to engage back. Best advice you have ever been given, share with your audience. Fun fact, share with your audience one fun fact, 2 or 3 fun facts about you. Curated content, what other people have shared that you can share with your audience. You can just sneak through other people's content, especially those you're following, or yes, and find what they've shared that you can share with your audience and spark some engagement. Share a live video. This could be you prepping something, tea, anything that you want to share with your audience in video form. Would you rather questions? Would you rather have curly hair or straight hair? Would you rather be a chef or a teacher? Find questions that will spark some engagement. Ask me anything. Ask your audience to ask you anything. Test their knowledge. Questions. Zoom in. For example, did you do when you zoom in a product or just go to your Instagram stories and paint out a few parts of the image, and then leave a specific part, and then just test their knowledge. Ask them what they think that is. Yeah. Correct a common misconception in your industry. Shout out another business owner. This you do often because it helps you. It helps show that you are not a selfish person. Yeah. Use user-generated content. If other people have used your products and they've shared it elsewhere,